Hi, my name is Kim Kinsley, and I went to college a long time ago. When I think of my college years, there were some songs that stand out. For example, I really used to like "What I Like About You" by the Romantics, and that was something um, although it came out when I was in college, I listened to that, when I would take trips down to Mexico when I was in law school. Actually, I love that song. During my college years, I also liked "Whip It" by Devo. I remember that was early college for me, and I would hear that a lot when I would go out dancing with my friends in Pensacola, Florida. And then another song during my college years that I really liked was "The Sultans of Swing" by Dire Straits. "Hotel California" is a big one that stayed with me by the Eagles. "Hotel California" reminds me of kind of traveling through the desert and California and Arizona, just going back and forth from California to visiting my family in Arizona, and that song "Hotel California" was really big at the time. And I think one of their videos, the Eagles, it's like huge desert scenes in it, so that song just reminds me of going back to California, the symbolic Hotel California, which was my apartment. And then I liked The Clash. The Clash had a big influence on me. I really enjoyed "I Fought the Law," particularly when I was in law school. And after law school, even as an attorney, "I Fought the Law" was a song that was just always in my head, after I'd lose a case, especially. But I remember, enjoying that song a lot from actually being in law school. And "Do I Stay, Do I Go Now" is probably the theme song of my life. And then the other Clash song that I remember from that time frame that I really liked was "London Calling," because I did a lot of traveling in Europe during college, so "London Calling" was a big one. I liked another one, "Bites the Dust" by Queen. Queen, a great band for my college years. And another one, "Bites the Dust," was kind of along that theme of law school, I must say, because people would flunk out. And, that was kind of one of those songs you would think about on a weekend, someone flunked out is another one, "Bites the Dust." Another song that I just can't leave out is "Rapture" by Blondie, because she was very together and a powerful singer and kind of different. Her voice was a little different, so "Rapture" was a really cool song. And those are some songs that really have stuck with me over the years.
Do you know what was going on, like in the country at the time, socially, politically?
When I was in college?
Yeah.
Not really.
Considering my mom lived overseas for most of her college years, I'm not surprised by this answer. This was a big year in politics, with Ronald Reagan taking office and the beginning of the first Persian Gulf War between Iran and Iraq. In the same year, 1980, music legend John Lennon was killed by Mark Chapman. A few years earlier, in the late 70s, Elvis Presley died from an overdose. Aside from the deaths of these two rock legends, the late 70s and early 80s were great years for rock and roll, as certain bands began to separate themselves from the mainstream. I gathered that my mom mainly listened to rock during her college years. Although a lot of her favorite bands were more mainstream, a few of them pushed the limits of the musical norm, like The Clash's punk vibe and Blondie's spontaneous rap in Rapture. My mom really enjoyed music that she could personally relate to, whether she was in the courtroom as a JAG or driving to Arizona to visit her family. I have to say, my mom has great taste in music, and it seems that me and my sister have inherited her love of rock and roll.